Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, the game is winding down, the Super Bowl, and it's looking good for the Seahawks, not looking so good for the Patriots. Dominic Carter here with you. We're taking your live calls on this Super Bowl Sunday, 800-848-9222. Bad Bunny, what's the nicest way I can say this? The halftime show was a dud for at least the huge platform of the Super Bowl. So everything is relative, right? So when you consider the worldwide platform, and Bad Bunny is used to a worldwide platform. The guy's a mega star, but the show was a dud. I didn't see anything spectacular. Now, it was nice to see Puerto Rican culture on display. That was wonderful to see Puerto Rican culture on display. It was nice to see the stars that accompanied Bad Bunny. Cardi B dancing in the performance in the background. If you didn't look carefully, you wouldn't have noticed that it was Cardi B on stage with him at one point. You saw the part where Ricky Martin did a little skit singing. Lady Gaga even joined Bad Bunny on stage. So it was great and wonderful historically for Puerto Rican culture, but it just didn't meet the platform of the Super Bowl. And it was hard to follow. It was in Spanish, so it was, you didn't understand the words. There was lots of dancing, a marriage ceremony, children, wonderful thing, engagement rings, and so on. Great things. And perhaps the two good things, there were no attacks on ICE, and Bad Bunny did not appear in a dress. 800-848-9222. The performer at the end of it held up a football at the end of his performance, and it read, "We are America." So a message of unity, and that's wonderful. Nothing bad from what I could see in terms of attacking ICE. And in the Super Bowl, there was even an ad dedicated to ICE agents, and that's just fantastic. Bad Bunny during his performance at the Super Bowl.
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana.
So Bad Bunny performing, and as I suspected, he's known for his beats and so on, but I was told that he was a fantastic dancer, and I saw some of his dance moves, but I didn't see a whole lot there. What was interesting, and I don't know if the NFL miscalculated, but something that was very interesting here, the All-American halftime show pulled in more than 4.7 million live viewers. This was the Turning Point USA alternative to Bad Bunny's halftime show. They pulled in some serious viewership on YouTube with more than 4.7 million people watching. Dominic Carter here with you. But something that I don't know if the NFL miscalculated, and we're going to deal with the Super Bowl for the most part this first hour. I'm here with you until 1 a.m. Even the players on the Patriots and the Seahawks, the players themselves had a hard time identifying any of the Bad Bunny hits.
What's your favorite Bad Bunny song?
I already got one. Sorry about that.
I don't know who that is.
I never heard of Bad Bunny.
I don't know what it is.
I heard performing at halftime.
But yeah, I don't know what it is.
I don't know no Bad Bunny song.
Do you think they made a mistake?
I believe so. I ain't never heard of bro till now.
I don't have one.
I don't listen to him.
I don't know any song.
Oh, what the heck's it called? I blanked out the name. I don't think I have one.
I don't know Bad Bunny song. That's a tough one.
I don't have one.
I don't really listen to that, but I can't lie.
I really do not know any.
I haven't listened to any songs.
I don't know any to keep it G.
I just tuned into Bad Bunny this morning. Is it DTMF?
DTM too.
Like your second favorite?
I don't think I can name it.
I like Titi Ni Pregunto, Seda, and Moscow Mule.
What is it, Monaco?
The one with Cardi B. I can't remember the name. I don't really listen to Bad Bunny, bro. It's the one that goes, ooh, boy. Yeah. That's all I know, though. That's because Juicy be singing it. I know the words, like the name of it.
Yeah, just say this, La Camiseta.
La Camiseta. Yeah, there we go.
La Camiseta?
La Camiseta.
Okay, that means t-shirt in Spanish.
So even the players themselves, as you just heard, most of them, they did not know the songs of this artist. And so Bad Bunny is on a worldwide stage. He's a major star, major. But I just don't know if this was the right fit for the Super Bowl. I don't know if this was the right time. I'm sure if you're of Puerto Rican culture, then you feel that this was absolutely the right time. But for the rest of us, I'm just not sure. 800-848-9222. Let's begin with Sandra, line 1 in New Jersey. Good evening on this Super Bowl night, Sandra. What's on your mind?
Good evening. So here's what happened. I said to my husband, so who do we root for? He goes, I don't know. So I called Norman, and he told me what the Patriots stand for. It stands for what we believe in. So I said, so there you go, Mike. We're going to root for the Patriots. So, of course, they didn't win. And they didn't do very well. And Michael bought some nice snacks.
Yeah,
so
I could have told you, Sandra, they were going to be in trouble. But go ahead.
Okay, so I had my little snacks, and I'm doing my paperwork. I'm very peaceful with the whole thing. But then my sister texts me and says, do you know that Bunny said F America? That's not a good thing. But then when I tried to watch the YouTube part, because I wanted to be loyal to that, there was no volume, there was no sound. So I'm watching it without any sound. So I finally said, Michael, put it back on the regular show. And then I was kind of glad I got to see him. And he was entertaining. I don't know why, though, Dominic. I'm going to ask you because you're a man. Why do all these men touch their crotch when they're dancing? I want to know, is that supposed to be like a sexy thing?
Well, I'm glad you brought it up, and I'm not, and I didn't bring it up initially. It's a man thing. You see I'm not saying that it's cool. A lot of women go, ew, you're nasty, and I know when I was a little boy, Sandra, my grandmother, she didn't want me to buy hot dogs on the street, and what she would always say, boy, when that man has to go to the restroom with the hot dog stands, where do you think he goes? And so so that's always been in the back of my mind. The athletes do it. I guess it's the NBA players do it. I guess it's a cool thing. I guess. Right. I mean, but I don't know. I don't know if somebody told him to tame it down. I don't know if the NFL told him to tame it down. I mean, he was under enormous pressure. The first major Puerto Rican act at the Super Bowl. And, of course, he didn't want to embarrass himself. And he didn't. He did okay. He did okay.
He did okay. I enjoyed it, actually.
I would have enjoyed it more if I could have understood the words. But, it's Puerto Rican culture. And who am I to say change your culture? I don't have that right to say that. So, but I give him a lot of props, Sandra, that he did not put on a dress. It was very, besides the grabbing of the crotch, it was very mainstream,
Yes. So I just wanted to say I participated tonight. I watched it. Normally I wouldn't have, but since Michael bought all the snacks, how could I not sit there and watch it with him? So it was fun, actually. I got into it. I learned what Patriots, what they stand for. I didn't even know. Shame on me. So, tonight I learned something. So I'm happy, and I'm so glad that I could share it with you, Dom.
There you go. So it's the Patriots. That's the way you refer to them, the New England Patriots. And they've been in the Super Bowl quite a bit because of Tom Brady. They had Tom Brady back in the day. But so Sandra, if you had to give Bad Bunny a grade, what grade would you give him tonight?
From 1 to 10?
A to F.
From A to F? All right.
Yes.
I would give him a B. He wasn't bad.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I enjoyed it when I put it back on and I started to watch him. I was enjoying not only him, all the girls dancing, the whole thing. It was pleasant to watch.
Now,
nice.
did you recognize, before I go to Steve in Manhattan, did you recognize Cardi B and did you recognize Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin?
No, because I think I came in more towards the end trying to be loyal to the other show. So I only got to watch.
And you couldn't get the All-American show because of what? Something was wrong with the TV?
With the volume. We tried every single YouTube, and all the volumes weren't working.
Wow.
So I know. And Norman, too. I think he had a similar problem. So, yeah, that's what happened.
Wow. Sandra, thank you so much for the call on this Super Bowl Sunday. Let's go to Steve, line 2 in Manhattan. Steve, what's on your mind?
All right, Dom, and I'll talk about Bad Bunny, but the first I want to let the audience know.
No. Don't do that,
now.
Steve. Steve, you're having a conversation with me. You're not a broadcaster. Don't pretend that you're broadcasting to somebody. Have a conversation with me.
All right, but I wanted to tell the audience.
You're not going to tell. If you do it one more time, I'm going to cut you off. Have a conversation with me. You're not a broadcaster.
Okay. First of all, Bad Bunny sells out stadiums in the United States, and J-Lo was also a Puerto Rican entertainer at halftime in the Super Bowl, I believe a few years back. I walked away from this Super Bowl in the third quarter because you just can't have the defensive line sitting on the quarterback's head. But the problem I have with is they're playing to an element in the United States. There's a crowd out there that wants to hear anti-American nonsense, and I'm totally against it.
But he didn't. Wait, Steve. But he didn't do that tonight.
No, he was told by the NFL not to do that. Come on, you could never do something like that with 120 million people watching.
Right, hey, Steve. But once that mic is hot, and it's very. They beeped him a couple of times, I believe, for curse words. In the beginning, but once you, I mean, they could step in, but once that mic is hot, it's a live show.
But the TV is also on a delay. And
that's
the thing
true.
is,
that's true.
If he tried any nonsense, he would have either been it wouldn't have been played. The sound guys would have got it and would have never got out. And if it did get out, he would have took a lot of heat from it. But listen, man, Danny gets elected with 85% foreigners, and people are acting like, why did he get elected? They're pretending like they don't know. It's because the country's been invaded. We've lost all these big cities. And people can stand on their head. They try to lie and say college kids, we're going to elect Mandani. I'm all over this city. I know people were moving into this city to vote for Mandani because he's a communist.
Right. So if you had to give Mamdani, if you had to give Bad Bunny a grade, Steve, I'm going to ask everyone the same question, solely based on his performance tonight. Because I thought it was kind of a dud. It was nice to see Puerto Rican culture, and I agree with you. I think the NFL told him, dude, don't blow your career tonight, and I think he got the message loud and clear. I mean, none of that cross-dressing stuff. But if you had to give him a letter grade solely on his performance tonight, what would it be?
I didn't watch it. I can't grade it. I got rid of it. I got rid of it, and then I got rid of the whole thing in the third quarter.
So wait, did you watch the All-American halftime show?
Listen, Kid Rock. I mean, come on, Summertime in Michigan. I mean, he has some good songs. I'll say that. But listen, anybody can put anything they want on the TV, on the internet, if they want to do that. That's their right in America. That's the American way. All right. But you're dealing with a big-time football game, the Super Bowl. It'd be interesting to see what kind of ratings Kid Rock and they got. But I'm gonna
strong numbers on YouTube. Almost 5 million.
All right, the country folks who probably went right over there and stuff like that. But the thing is, as long as you have these professional athletes talking about stuff that's anti-American, you're going to turn off a big portion of this country. And I wouldn't give Bad Bunny, we know what his act. Listen, 3-4 years ago, he sold out 2 Yankee stadiums. 50,000 each in August. He would have filled it even more, but the Yankees are home. That people don't know, they also play soccer over there.
Yeah, but
Don,
Steve, but Yankee Stadium is where he also, Bad Bunny, didn't stand for the national anthem when he attended a Yankees game.
Right, the playoff game last year against Toronto, he didn't stand during the God Bless America in the 7th inning, and his entourage didn't stand either. Again, he's playing out that anti-American thing, but I know, and I know you know TV as good as anybody, they told him, don't do anything stupid, and the sound guys were on steroids tonight to catch anything that went off the rails.
So you before I let you go, Steve, you believe that the NFL, they felt the pressure and they passed the message to Bad Bunny, listen, don't blow it tonight.
NFL was getting $10 million for the advertisements, I think 30 seconds or 60 seconds. You better believe they had that guy shackled when it came to any anti-American stuff.
So why pick him to begin with?
Because, again, like I said, you're dealing with, he appeals to a good portion of America.
He does.
And a good portion of the world, he appeals to this guy. Listen, I know damn well that there's a lot of guys who couldn't watch the Super Bowl because they left us when they were 18 years old on the battlefield. That's why we have this thing going, and it's going to keep going, and we're never going to give it up.
Right. I hear you getting a little emotional there, Steve. Thank you for the call. Great comments you made there. Steve in Manhattan, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you an hour early as part of our special Super Bowl coverage, and I will be with you until 1 a.m. This morning. And you can reach me now. I want to hear from you, folks. Matt Blaze, you had a chance in and out of working tonight to watch a little bit, just a teeny bit. Do you think the NFL got to Bad Bunny and told him to tone it down?
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Because they know that him being on the world stage that he's on, that they didn't want him to embarrass himself. They certainly didn't want to be embarrassed, meaning the NFL. So they said, look, tone your show down, do what you do, just tone it down a little bit. Because like I've always been saying, we are not the audience anymore, Dominic. We are the old people. It is the young people that they want.
So with that said, Matt Blaze, the young people, I mean, it was history in the making. I mean, we did have J-Lo before, but J-Lo is very much so American, right? And puts on an American show. This time, Bad Bunny, all in Spanish. He wasn't joking when he told us 4 months ago that we had 4 months to learn Spanish. So do you think that he resonated with the young people? I mean, we did see history in terms of some positive stories about marriage, and so on. And I didn't like the fact that the young lady, when she looked like she was already pregnant. I mean, I didn't like that part, but I guess I'm old. Like you said, the NFL's reaching out to the young people. Do you think they achieved that goal?
100%. Because the young people that listen to Bad Bunny, they don't care if it's in English or Spanish. It's about the music, about the beat, about how it makes you feel. They say music is universal. Music is its own language. So it doesn't really matter what they're saying. Half the time, think about this, Dominic. When you were a kid, there are so many songs that you listen to now. You had no idea what those lyrics were about, how adult those lyrics were when you were singing them when you were 8 years old, 9 years old. You didn't care. You just knew that it was a good tune.
Perfect example, Donna Summers. She had a song about
hot stuff.
And also a song about reaching an orgasm, and all of us kids were running around singing the song and had no idea, to your point, what we were at. And the whole song was about an orgasm.
That's right. And then hot stuff, bad girls.
Right. And on and on and on.
More. That song. Afternoon Delight. Afternoon Delight. Nobody knew what that was about when you were
Right.
like 10 years old. And I mean, I can go over and over the rock songs. Listen, some of them were blatant, and you did know what they were about. But there were those that you had no clue what those lyrics meant.
Had you seen Bad Bunny on video? Because I was told that he was an excellent dancer, and I didn't really see that tonight. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying I expected something controversial. And I was hoping he didn't wear a dress. I was hoping he didn't diss Ice, and he didn't do either of those things. But I expected to see a major performance with him doing knockout dancing, and I didn't really see that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of time constraints or they want to get in as many songs. Plus, they have the guests that came on. Lady Gaga was there. I think that might have... Well, they said, well, we're not going to do a whole dance number just because of that. I didn't see it. I saw like a portion, a little bit of the very beginning, but I don't know what he did or didn't do. But I don't know Bad Bunny. The only thing that I know about Bad Bunny in terms of his persona, he actually wrestled as a wrestler in the WWE. They had him as a guest.
Yeah, I saw that clip recently.
And believe it or not, he was pretty good.
I didn't see him wrestling. I saw his walk-in, and his walk-in was major of what you would get from a star.
Right, and you think listen, this is not the first time the WWE had stars wrestle people that aren't wrestlers. Bad Bunny wrestled. You would have thought this guy was an actual wrestler. That's how good he was as a wrestler. So,
well, he's in great shape.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So when you say that he's a dancer and he could dance, just by judging what he did in the wrestling ring, I'm sure he's an excellent dancer.
Well, Matt Blaze, thank you very, very much. So the Super Bowl has concluded. I've got to take a break. Dominic Carter here with you on this Super Bowl Sunday night. Thank you to Mr. Katsimatidis, to Joe Piscopo. They carried you for the last 2 hours. I'm here now with you until 11, and then my regular show starts from 11 p.m. until 1 a.m. Coming up at 11, we're going to have a conversation in part on law enforcement. There are so many things going on, but we're going to talk to 2 retired police officers that can tell us what it's like in terms of law enforcement today. There's also the big controversy about the meme from President Trump that was taken down. The White House stating that a staffer put it up, and the White House took it down. And, folks are acting like it's the end of the world. Was it wrong? Yes, it portrayed the Obamas as apes. Anyone that knows President Trump knows that he would never approve of something like this. So we have a lot we're going to get to. Dominic Carter here with you. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
So, Matt Blaze, that's Bad Bunny, correct?
This is the Bad Bunny.
Is this one of his hits?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
No, it is one of his hits. Does it matter that it's not in English?
It would just be nice if I understood the words.
But Dom, put yourself back, 25-year-old Dominic Carter, hanging out in the club. This song comes on. Do you care what the words are?
No, if you look at it that way.
You know what I'm saying?
But I still would appreciate it more on a personal level if I understood the words.
I could get that.
That's just a personal thing.
I get that.
800-848-9222. In a moment here, I'm going to go to Judith in Brooklyn. We're talking about the Super Bowl, which just ended, and Bad Bunny at halftime. I'm not going to say a dud, but I expected a lot more performance-wise. I thought it was wonderful that the young man did not embarrass himself. He did not embarrass America. He did not wear a dress. So I guess if you look at it that way, it was plus the exposure to Puerto Rican culture, which was wonderful. That was fantastic. right? But I just on a personal level would have preferred if it was in English. It was nice to see some of the stars that joined him on stage. For example here, and I'm going to Judith in Brooklyn in just 1 second, but Ricky Martin, I don't know if you folks noticed, but he had like a cameo singing appearance.
Quieren quitarme el río y también la playa, quieren el barrio mío y que abuelita se vaya. No, no, suelte la bandera ni olvide el Lelolai, que no quiero que hagan contigo lo que le pasó a Hawái. No, no, suelte la bandera ni olvide el Lelolai, que no quiero que hagan contigo.
And that was Ricky Martin, if you will, a blast from the past. It was nice to see him do his thing on a world stage. Lady Gaga also joined Bad Bunny. Lady Gaga on stage with Bad Bunny, dancing with Bad Bunny. There was also in the Super Bowl, I don't know if you folks caught it, there was a pro-ICE federal law enforcement agent television ad.
They're friends and neighbors, sons, fathers. They're little league coaches and veterans. They're people who love this country. These are Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers. They are removing violent criminals from our streets and neighborhoods. It's dangerous and difficult work. But ICE has one mission: to make America a safer place to live, and that's what they're doing. This is law enforcement. This is ICE.
And so the Super Bowl is now over. And of course, one of the other big stories that we're covering, and folks are acting like it's the end of the world. It's not. The meme that the president took down, an aide put it up portraying the Obamas as apes or monkeys, whatever term you want to use. Absolutely, it was wrong. The president even said he wouldn't like it either. And the president took it down. Aboard Air Force One, this is what the president had to say on that matter.
No, I looked at it, I saw it, and I just looked at the first part. It was about voter fraud in someplace, Georgia. There was a lot of voter fraud, 2020 voter fraud. And I didn't see the whole thing. I guess during the end of it, there was some kind of a picture that people don't like. I wouldn't like it either, but I didn't see it. I looked at the first part, and it was really about voter fraud in and the machines, how crooked it is, how disgusting it is. Then I gave it to the people. Generally, they look at the whole thing, but I guess somebody didn't, and they posted, and we took it down, and we turned it, But that was a voter fraud that nobody talks about. They don't like to talk about that post. We took it down as soon as we found out about it.
And so the president of the United States, the whole argument is ridiculous. You watched television this weekend. Nobody wants to talk about crime is down. Nobody wants to talk about any other issues. The only thing the mainstream media wants to talk about right now is proclaiming President Trump a racist, which is absolutely ridiculous. 800-848-9222. Let's go. Let's see here to Judith in Brooklyn. Judith on line one. What's on your mind, Judith?
First of all, how are you doing with your cold?
Ugh.
What? You didn't get a Canadian Golden Seal?
I didn't get the Golden Seal one. The guy wasn't there. I have echinacea. I have some zinc stuff, but I had to go to Phillipsburg, New Jersey, which on Saturday, work stuff, podcast and so on. It was really nice. Got to spend a few hours with some law enforcement officials. Judith, we're going to play part of the interviews next hour. And so I didn't get a chance to completely rest. So I'm here, and then I'm up again on less than 48 hours. Besides the radio shows, I'll be in Connecticut. But what's on your mind on this Super Bowl Sunday?
Well, you sound great, let me tell you,
Well,
okay?
Thank you.
So first of all, I did not watch it, but just the snippets of what you're playing from this guy called Bad Bunny, He sounds like such a bore. You give me Ricky Martin any day, okay? This guy has passion in his voice. He's got a great voice. This Bad Bunny, I got a question. Why does it have to be bad? Why can't he be good, Bunny? Like what? Why does he bad?
Okay, let's look at it for a second, Judith.
Yeah.
If his name was Good Bunny, would we pay that much attention to him? Of course not. Of course not.
Well, isn't that sad?
But that's not a reflection on him. That's a reflection on society. You've got to find a way. All of us, including broadcasters, have to find a way to market ourselves. It's that simple.
It's unbelievable. Also, Dominic, two things. The meme. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't see it, but if that's what the meme was all about, I kind of feel maybe that was some sort of a setup to make Trump look bad, but whoever put that up should be fired immediately. I was outraged by it. I was so outraged by hearing that. I can't tell you. And then I have to say, Lindsey Vaughn.
Oh, boy.
I want to tell you something. I have to give a tribute and a shout out to her. She is a champion athlete. She is so brave. I was quite emotional when I heard
Did
today.
you see that fall?
Today.
And they say she already had surgery.
Well, yeah, but something, when it happened, I was like, just a week ago, she did a rehearsal. She was fabulous. And this is someone she's not a youngster. She's, I think, 41, but she's got so many champion medals and stuff and she won so much. What a brave, phenomenal athlete. I'm just giving a tribute to her because I don't think she'll be able to do this anymore.
No,
I think she had a fracture.
Did you see how she hit her head after she lost control of the skis? She could have lost her life. And I mean, it was not pretty. It was not pretty. But Judith, the thing, and in a minute I want you to comment on this. The thing I'm disgusted about is, and we'll be dealing with this in the hour ahead, all of these athletes in Milan at the Olympics, and they're criticizing the U.S. You can criticize your country, but keep that at home. At home. Right. You don't take to the world stage representing the country because you don't like President Trump and denounce America. I just think it's dead wrong.
100%. Something like I really feel like saying you don't like them. You have things like that. Just stay in Milan, stay in Italy, and don't come back. Something. I want to tell you something, Dominic. No matter what, United States of America is the best country in the world, hands down. And people should be so grateful that they live here, no matter what. This is the most benevolent country ever. And this country is trying really hard with President Trump at the helm. He's leading from the front, not from behind. And there's so much crap going on in this country and out of this country with the enemies within, enemies without. Okay? So there's a lot, with the Chinese here and the Marxists and the Islamists and all these radical, crazy people that are anti-American, and all they want to do is rob and indoctrinate and do crazy stuff. But something, I always say evil will not win. In the end, evil will never win. Evil loses. When, I don't know, but it loses. It won't. And you know what? Those athletes should be ashamed of themselves. They really should.
Agreed, really Judith. Should. Thank you for the wonderful call, Judith. A very interesting night. We see your calls, folks. 800-848-9222. Let's go to line 3. Joel, Long Island. Joel, what's on your mind on this Sunday night?
Hi, Dominic. How you been, man? I talked to you for a while. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Please go right ahead. What's on your mind?
Yes. Regarding Good Bunny or Bad Bunny, yes, it was a great display of Puerto Rican heritage. But, something, I hate to be honest, it was totally meaningless. Let me tell you why. As a native New York City Jew, right? I mean, the fact of the matter is, there's more Puerto Rican people now in the 5 boroughs. There's more Puerto Ricans in the city than Jews. And the problem with Bad Bunny's people is they don't know how to get anyone elected to Gracie Mansion. Why? Because they don't know how to build political coalitions with the Jews.
That's not Joel. Joel, you're painting with a lot. Joel, you're painting. Joel, First of all, with all due respect, your facts are wrong. Number two, and I'll tell you how. You're painting with a lot of.
Okay, tell me.
You're painting
tell me,
with
Dominic.
I'm trying to tell you, but you keep interrupting me.
I won't interrupt.
You're painting with a lot of broad brushes. Number one. Right. How do you think New York got its first black mayor? You said they don't know how to, you said they don't know how to join coalitions. How do you think New York got its first black mayor?
My true feelings.
I know the truth. I know the truth. I was there.
The coalition with the Jewish community.
Excuse me. New York got its first black mayor. There was a split and a rift prior to this, and the Latino.
I know about that years ago.
Okay, will you let me speak? There was a rift. I'm telling you the history because I was part of it. I was in the room with Bill Lynch, who ran Dinkins' campaign, and he had to have the Latino vote, and he had to have the union vote, and he had to have the white liberal vote, at least 10% to get elected. I'm telling you facts. And the Latino community came together with the black community to elect New York's first black mayor. And the truth is, the Latino community has never been paid back for standing by their black brothers and sisters. And so that's why people like Fernando Ferrer never got over the fact that he was not elected mayor, because Latinos stood by blacks, but it has not been reciprocated. Now, go ahead, Joe. I don't like dealing with broad brushes.
Since you brought up
Make your point quickly. You don't have all day. Make your point quickly.
I'll tell you what I want to tell you. And we both work for the Daily News, so you know who I am, and I know who you are.
I don't know who you are, Joe. Go ahead with your point, please.
Okay, the point is the whole situation years ago with Crown Heights.
Okay, you're all over the place. Do you want to make a point? And it's got to be quick. Okay, so then now you're going to Crown Heights. What is your point?
The situation between the Jewish community in Crown Heights and the African American.
I thought you were talking about the Latino community a second ago.
Oh, they was made 10 times worse by the Puerto Ricans getting involved.
Okay, you're done. You're done. Yeah, he's done. You don't know what you're talking about, Joel. You're done. Cut him off. Get him off the phone. He's done. So let's see here. Am I taking a break? No, not yet. I am taking a break. I see we have Nancy in Suffolk County and Silas, Staten Island amongst the calls. Dominic Carter here with you on this Super Bowl night. Folks, I'm not the one to call up with these broad brushes, especially when you don't know what you're talking about. And I know that you don't know what you're talking about because I'll call you out in a New York minute. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
God bless America. Sea Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Perú, Ecuador, Brasil, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Panamá, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, México, Cuba, República Dominicana, Jamaica, Haití, las Antillas, United States, Canadá, and my motherland, mi patria, Puerto Rico. Seguimos aquí.
Bad Bunny wrapping up his performance, the halftime performance at the Super Bowl, exposing the world to Puerto Rican culture. That part, wonderful. Also wonderful, he didn't wear a dress. He didn't attack ICE. I just thought that I expected a lot more. I know what his image is on the worldwide stage. He's considered phenomenal. And I expected phenomenal. He brought the stars with him. That was wonderful. Cardi B, he had with him as well Lady Gaga, Ricky Martin. But I expected a bit more. And I want to hear what you folks actually think. More importantly here, let's go to Colleen, line 4, Suffolk County. Colleen, what's on your mind?
Good evening, Dominic. I just first wanted to tell you, I know it's another year that your mom's in heaven, and I'm sorry for that. I lost my friend 7 years ago, February 3rd, from a bad heart pacemaker at 50 years old. He was Jimbo. That was down in South Carolina, but I got my ass back to New York because there's no place like home.
You know what,
And
Colleen?
also-
I hadn't thought about it until you just mentioned it, and it's fine.
Oh.
But no, it would
Yeah.
explain, Colleen, why I spent the whole day by myself today. I didn't, my family's up in Rhode Island.
Right.
And I didn't know why. I thought it was just the cold. I didn't understand why I just wanted to be by myself. And I slept part of the day, because I'm getting over a cold. And I have a lot of
I've been
public
listening.
events.
My husband and I listen to you every day.
Oh, well, wonderful.
My husband,
Tell your
Johnny.
husband. Tell Johnny I said
Yeah.
hello. So what's on your mind tonight, Colleen?
Okay, well, I switched it when I saw that it was Bad Bunny. If you can't sing in English, what the hell are you doing in America? Singing at the Super Bowl of all places. And it's just, I don't know. I'm from the Bronx out to Long Island, and I was raised to, speak English. If you don't understand somebody when they're speaking Spanish, try to understand them, or any other language. You know what I mean?
But Colleen, let me play devil's advocate here. Is it possible?
Okay.
Is it possible that, and like Matt Blaze argued, is it possible that you and I and Matt Blaze that we're dinosaurs? That the NFL, they're trying to reach the young people of tomorrow that's going to watch these games, spend the money, and that basically we're yesterday's audience.
Well, I heard this guy burnt the American flag, and you have him singing at the Super Bowl.
Right. I don't know if he actually burned a flag himself.
I don't either. Somebody told me he did.
Yeah, be careful when people tell you stuff. I know
Yes,
he didn't stand
I
in Yankee
understand
Stadium.
that. I know.
But I don't know about burning the flag. But go ahead.
Well, if he did, and he's up on stage at the NFL singing, you know what I mean? That's pretty bad.
Okay, hey, Colleen,
but I just want to tell you, I love your show.
Thank you.
I want to meet you one day.
Oh, is it
if you
that
ever
nice?
come out to Suffolk County.
I'm all over the place
Island.
these days, so I'll be out there. And I'm looking
I
forward to
listen
meeting
where
you and
you're
Johnny.
going, Connecticut and everything. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I'll be there
he's
Tuesday,
my man.
God
I
willing.
think I'll hold on to him. I'm married a little bit over 52 years.
You're going to hang on to him? You're going to keep him? He's a keeper?
Yeah, I'm the bride. I'm still the bride.
Oh, isn't that nice and romantic? Oh, that's nice. That's wonderful.
And we listen to you. I'm like, come on, we got to get out to the garage. That's where we listen
that's
to you.
nice.
And
So-
we freeze our backsides off listening to you, but it's worth it.
Hey, Colleen, did you watch any of Bad Bunny tonight?
No, I switched it over to Charlie Kirk with Kid Rock. It was beautiful.
Oh, okay. And did you have any audio problems? Sandra in New Jersey was telling us she had audio problems.
No, none at all. And the song that Kid Rock sang at the second song gave me goosebumps. He really, no cursing, nothing like that. It was nice.
Bad
it was
Bunny
really
didn't,
nice.
Bad Bunny didn't curse either. Well, he did get beeped a couple of times. But the audience
wonder
for
why.
Kid Rock, the audience for Kid Rock was pretty high on YouTube. A little while ago,
it was terrific.
A little while ago, it was 4.7 million viewers. So that's pretty good for
Wow.
YouTube.
I guess the American people really don't want. It shouldn't be. His name is Bad Bunny because he thinks he's a badass, I guess. That's the only thing I think of.
But he's a marketing genius. He really is. He's on
Yeah,
a
I guess
worldwide
so.
stage. I mean, this
Yeah,
guy, he's not popular in one country. He's popular throughout the world, the entire world.
Oh, really? I know nothing about him. Nothing.
And so
I would have
mean,
rather seen.
So I guess, Colleen, it's a blessing that he brought to us Puerto Rican culture. I just don't
but
know
I
if
have
this
a
was
lot
the
of
right
Puerto
stage.
Rican friends.
Okay.
And their fathers, when they go to Puerto Rico, they bring me back certain foods. I forget the name of it. It's wrapped in a leaf and you boil it in the water.
Yes, I've heard of that before.
Garcia and Rodriguez and on and on and on. Castillo. But,
Well, Colleen, thank
I'm
you.
not prejudiced at
No,
all.
I
And
hear
you have
you.
a good night.
I hear you.
And you know what you have to do? My mother's Curol. She didn't drink, and neither did my father. This is my second time calling into you, Dominic.
Well, thank you.
My mother's Curol was a shot of blackberry brandy.
Blackberry brandy. And if I did that tonight, Colleen, I'd be slurring my words in the next 15 minutes. And then
you get off work.
And then you'd see an email. Dominic Carter has decided to pursue other career opportunities. That's a nice way of saying you've been canned. Colleen.
Not while you're working.
Thank you. Right when I get off. Thank you for the wonderful call, Colleen. Let's go to let's see here. Let's go to Pete, Staten Island, line 3. Pete, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, I enjoyed the Super Bowl. I stayed home, but when Bad Bunny came on, I just happened to change the channel for a little while, listen to some music. And then I said to my wife, I'm going to put it back on. And I caught a little bit at the end. But, he was wrestling, and I told you I wrestled as the Black Demon in the 80s. And in the 80s, there were like 4 Black Demons, and I was one of them. And, all the moves he did, they had him a big match in Puerto Rico against a number 1 contender with the WWE. And, it's all orchestrated for the fans and everything. But he really, doesn't belong in the ring. They're singing, he's okay. He's mensa, the Italian word for he's half in there. He's good, but he ain't great. But they love him. Even my wife said, "Hey, he's gorgeous." I said, "Yeah,
Pete, you don't have
rather
to
have him or me."
But wait, Pete, one doesn't have to be great. One has to be marketable. And the fact of the matter is, he's extremely marketable on a worldwide stage.
That is true. But that's it. That's the trick. You got to have a gimmick. You got a gimmick at work.
So you watched a little bit.
On and off, because I had a little money on the game, so I was interested. And I felt it was going to be on the game because, the quarterback was very inexperienced. I mean, I played high school football. I almost went to Phoenix, Arizona school, but I didn't go. But pro football is different than high school and college, much different. And I wasn't really, set on it. But the plays, I could see the kid was scared. I mean, you see it in the quarterback's eyes when, he's scared of the line.
Wait, Pete, you're all over the place. Who was scared? I'm lost.
The quarterback for the Patriots.
Oh, well, I don't know about that, Pete. At an NFL level, I don't know if they're scared on the biggest stage ever. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. I don't know if he was scared. They were coming after him. They just couldn't get it going. New England, it was a miracle. Right. Thank you for the call. It's a miracle that they were there. They just couldn't get it going. And so, perhaps the Patriots will be back. Perhaps they're going to be a major contender for years to come. I've got to take a break. Next hour, we're going to deal with law enforcement, but we see all of your telephone calls. We're going to get to those first. I'm also going to go to Maria in Brooklyn. And Maria, it says here, at least on my screen, that she felt that Bad Bunny's performance was disrespectful to America. We'll see if she actually articulates that. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl just a short time ago. Quite an interesting show. For me, it did not live up to expectations. However, a strong emphasis on however, it did bring Puerto Rican culture to a world stage. So that's a good thing. But I just expected so much more. What was also a good thing, I didn't see Bad Bunny in a dress. He did not disrespect ICE. There's so much for us to talk about. Plus this hour, I spent part of the weekend in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, meeting some wonderful retired police officers. And I want to have a conversation at some point this hour about how difficult it is to be in law enforcement in America today. You'll hear from John Mancini, who is a retired officer from the West Orange, New Jersey Police Department, and NYPD Detective Tom Weather Werther, that is, and he worked the narcotics, the warrant squad. And I'm going to let you hear part of a very interesting conversation I had with each of them about where law enforcement stands today. So we're going to deal with, obviously, the topic of Bad Bunny.
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana.
But we're also going to deal with something that really is rubbing me the wrong way. You go to Milan, Italy, representing America, and you don't like President Trump, and you view it as a forum. You're benefiting from everything American, and you view it as a forum while you're out of the country to criticize America, athletes like Hunter Hess. It's unacceptable.
It brings up mixed emotions to represent the U.S. right now, I think. It's a little hard. There's obviously a lot going on that I'm not the biggest fan of, and I think a lot of people aren't. If it aligns with my moral values, I feel like I'm representing it. Just because I'm wearing the flag doesn't mean I represent everything that's going on in the U.S. So yeah, I just kind of want to do it for my friends and my family and the people that support me getting here.
Trying to have it both ways. So we have a lot going on this hour, but we see all of your telephone calls, and you folks want to talk Super Bowl. Let's start with line 4, Maria in Brooklyn. Maria, good evening on this Sunday night, Super Bowl night. What's on your mind?
Dominic, hello, how are you? I called because I was watching the game and then this entertainment part of it. I actually thought I was going to call you because I could not believe, as a Hispanic, the lack of respect for this country, this great land that has opened its arms, given us so much. I'm not talking to the Puerto Rican culture. It's not just about being Puerto Rican, that he contributes to bringing the Puerto Rican culture to the world. I'm talking about the respect to the English-speaking American citizen who has basically welcomed us many years ago into this beautiful land. Shove in your face America, Spanish, everything in Spanish, the music. If you notice, half of those songs, they're not his original songs. Those are remakes. One Day in New York, One Summer in New York, the salsa song that he sings, all of those are remakes from 20, 30 years ago. I'm sorry, anything as far as entertainment, he is nothing but a product of the entertainment business, shoving it in your face. Yes, it's true, I am not Puerto Rican, and yes, it's true that what he brought to the world stage, the pava, which is the hat, the coquí, which is the little frog-like, when you go to Puerto Rico, you hear the noise. Yeah, he brought it all onto the world stage, and he made it marketable, and the Puerto Ricans are very proud of that. But the show itself, he talked about, I think it was Ricky Martin who brought it, that the Puerto Rico doesn't want to be another Hawaii. So what are they saying? Everything America bashing. Let me tell you.
Okay, wait, slow down, Maria. So you're telling me the Ricky Martin part, right? So let's just go, because I don't understand what you were offended at. You seem to allude that it's in Spanish. Tell me what you're offended. We're going to play the Ricky Martin part in just a second, so we can try and figure this out together. But first, tell me what you were offended at. Specifically.
First of all, I'm offended that when it was announced he was, as a joke or not a joke, he said, well, it's going to be in Spanish, and if you don't understand Spanish, I suggest you learn it. See what I'm talking about? It's in your face, not to me, because I understand Spanish.
Okay, all right, but tell me about the performance. What offended you?
The performance was all in Spanish. I mean, did you understand what they were singing?
No, I didn't. So wait. So because it's all in Spanish, that greatly offends you?
It doesn't offend me. It bothers me that you are putting something on the world stage, like they're calling it, to an American audience that is not understanding it. I mean, how would you like it if I don't know. I guess it's happening. If another, let's say the Chinese culture, they come and bring a show all in Chinese. And I'm Hispanic. I'm not offended. It just bothered me. I feel bad for the American consumer that did not understand it. And then it got into the politics. I guess
but wait.
wait.
I'm just trying to understand. So anything that was said offensive, I wouldn't know because I didn't understand. So are you telling me? So Ricky Martin is soundbite 22. Let's listen to what Ricky Martin actually said.
Quieren quitarme el río y también la playa. Quieren el barrio mío y que abuelita se vaya. No, no, suelte la bandera ni olvide el Elolay. Que no quiero que hagan contigo lo que le pasó a Hawái. No, no, suelte la bandera ni olvide el Elolay. Que no quiero que hagan contigo.
So, Maria, did Ricky Martin
know what
say...
that was?
Wait, hold on. Did Ricky Martin say something offensive in that clip?
I'm not rushing. I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Right, but we can't have a conversation if we can't follow you. So you gotta let me guide you. Did Ricky Martin say something offensive in that clip?
The song says they want.
No, I didn't ask you what the song said. I said, did Ricky Martin say something? Okay, Maria, I can't have the conversation if you're not going to follow along with me, so that everybody can follow you, because I have a lot of calls. In that clip, did Ricky Martin say something offensive?
Yes.
And what did he say that was offensive?
It says they want to take my land, my beach away. They want to take my grandmother, my flag away. I don't want to be like Hawaii. You think that's not offensive if you knew about it?
Well, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own independence, right? I mean, you have a lot of proud Puerto Ricans, and this has been an issue for many, many years. I mean, I don't know if I necessarily consider that offensive, but you do.
Well, it's not a political. It's fine if you want to make it a political and you're accepting it. I don't think so. That's my opinion. And at the end, when Bad Bunny started climbing up the military Vieques thing, that's all about the military, American military being in Vieques. I mean, I guess you're not getting my point, but it's okay. It's
no. So wait. What did he do with Vieques? Maria, I don't understand. What did he do as it relates to Vieques? This is the first time I'm being told this now.
Okay, do you know the story?
I know the story of Vieques, the military, the Navy with the bombing. But what did he do in the show as it relates to Vieques?
Wasn't he climbing military posts at the end when he started climbing out of them?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe you saw what I didn't see. I didn't see all of that. I thought I was paying.
What I'm troubled is it should have been an entertainment, and if it would have just been left at an entertainment, it would have been fine. But it became a political, again, American bashing.
Okay, well, wait a minute now. Beyonce came and did something that was pro-black. So, I mean, is it fair to just criticize this young man? Every performer comes and does something that they feel is important to them.
I guess the thing that is troubling me is that it was not in the language that everyone here in this country could understand it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Thank you. Thank you so much for the telephone call. Let's see. Let's go to Mike, line 3, New Jersey. Mike, what's on your mind?
Dominic, I think people are wound a little bit too tight. I thought the performance was good. He came out using his own name. He didn't call himself Bad Bunny tonight, so maybe it was like, oh, for a night I'm not Bad Bunny. And to the previous caller, don't get offended for other people. That's a liberal thing. Don't do that. All right, I wasn't offended. I didn't understand anything he was saying, but I didn't understand anything Kendrick Lamar said last year.
I thought Kendrick Lamar was the worst Super Bowl show ever.
They let him play a diss track at the Super Bowl to keep some hip-hop rivalry going. I thought the set tonight was beautiful. It was quick. We weren't waiting, 45 minutes for the second half to start. It was a quick little entertainment thing. I think we were all wound up on what it could have been, and it was none of that. I thought it was perfect. And you said you were expecting more out of it, but I think toning it down was the right thing to do. I think it was perfect.
When I say, Mike, I was expecting more. This man, Bad Bunny, is a mega star on the world stage. I expected to be wooed but I understand the NFL and Jay-Z probably got to him and said, hey, man, you better tone it down or this could greatly hurt your career. And he toned it down.
With all the hype and all the controversy leading up to the show, I think toning it down was perfect. I don't think, if he would have added a little more flash, a little more, pyrotechnics or something like that, I would have been okay with it, but I think it was perfect.
Right. So, Maria was bringing up Vieques and so on, and I didn't see any of that. I mean, now I don't know if that actually occurred and, the things that she was just saying, so I'm trying to.
Even if it did, I didn't understand it. So I wasn't going to get offended by that either. And, Puerto Rico's a part of the United States. They speak Spanish in Puerto Rico. I think it was. I don't find anything wrong if you're going to have a Puerto Rican artist at the Super Bowl. He's American, and he speaks Spanish. I don't see what the big problem with that is. I understand you have a mostly English speaking audience, but these people are part of our country. They speak Spanish. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Well, you made a good point there. I mean, and the positive is that he did expose us to the Puerto Rican culture. So if you happen to be Puerto Rican, you probably on cloud nine tonight. Your culture was exposed to the world, and that's a good thing. I just wish that I could have understood what he was saying. Mike, thank you.
I think everybody was just looking to be offended because of the hype going into the show, and now they're trying to be offended afterwards. I don't know why. Why do you want to be offended? You should be happy that it was a nice little show that he did. I don't.
You know what? To your point, I was happy that he didn't try to offend us, and I was scared to death about what might happen. I didn't know if he was going to grind, directly to the camera and a sex act. I didn't know what might happen. But none of that occurred.
Maybe the lyrics of the song were offensive. I don't know. The previous caller thinks that that it was offensive. Don't take my flag, and I don't want to end up like Hawaii. I didn't understand it, so I'm not going to get offended by it. I'm not going to go look up the lyrics so that I can find a way to get offended by it. So I don't know, Dominic. I think we made a big deal about it, and everybody's trying to find a way to be offended by it.
Well, he was professional. Hey, you know what, Mike? Thank you for the call. So I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex, at Dominic TV, and Patty says, Dominic, you can translate his lyrics with AI. I translated his most popular song, Nothing Bad. Patty, you got a whole lot more patience than I do, because if you think I'm sitting down translating anybody, Matt Blaze, would you actually translate his lyrics, his songs tonight?
No, because it doesn't really matter. Like, who cares? I mean, it was on the Super Bowl, so how bad could it possibly be? Right. If it was on the Super Bowl.
Now, I am clear that I'm correct. They beeped him 2 or 3 times in the beginning, right? I think he said a curse word or something there.
I don't know. I didn't see that part. Okay. It's possible.
Okay.
But, look, when you're out there and you have to censor yourself, sometimes it's hard. And it might not have even been something that was that bad. It might have been something that they just didn't want on the air. You never really know what exactly it is that he said. I don't know, but so what? People, look, there's a lot of things we know that we're not supposed to say on the air that we say everybody says off the air. It's just the way it is. So that's the world that we live in.
Right. It is the world that we live in, folks. We see all of your telephone calls. We are going to take a break, and I haven't even gotten to the discussion on law enforcement yet. There's so much to deal with. You folks want to talk Super Bowl. We'll stay with it. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl, and we see all of your telephone calls. You folks have strong opinions. At some point, I've got to pivot, and then we'll come back to it because I want to have a law enforcement discussion about a very great event I had on Saturday in Phillipsburg, New Jersey. About a 2-hour drive, but it was worth every minute here. Let's see. Let's go to Mark, line 3, upstate New York. Mark, what's on your mind?
Yes, Dominic, thank you. Real quick, I'm split down the middle, and I don't like to ride the fence, okay? But this guy wasn't as bad as I thought he'd be. I don't know a lick of Spanish. I never heard a lick of his music. But my other side is liberals have a very hard time with objectifying women, and, a sexy woman is a bad thing. Now, I'm a straight guy. I didn't mind seeing these girls on screen, but
wait a minute, Mark. No, Mark, nobody's bringing up the women. Where are you going with this? Not a single call has been about the women. You're the first one to bring this up.
My call is all those girls that were part of the beginning of the show.
You said that already. What is the point? What is the point? You focused the girls. What's the point?
Why is that not objectifying women when somebody like that does that?
All right, Mark, you're going off into left field now. I mean, have you been to Puerto Rico? I mean, if we go into every little detail, we won't have enough. We could be here all night, and we won't have enough time to. I don't understand. We're talking about the lead performer, Bad Bunny. So what about all the women? What about all the women? Wait a minute. What about all the women in past Super Bowl performances? What about Janet Jackson's uniform malfunction? I mean, come on, man.
All right. Fair enough. I apologize. Thank you very much.
No, it's nothing to apologize for. Thank you. But it's just, come on. We got to make sense. If you're going to call the radio, you have to make sense, folks. You can't just say, let me call the radio and I'm going to be on and make my point. Because if you make a dumb point, I'm going to chew it up and spit it out right back at you, which is literally what just happened. Let's go here to Joe, line 5, New Jersey. Joe, what's on your mind?
Well, Dominic, I'm a classic rock guy, so I chose not to watch the show because that's not what they played is not my style of music. I could care less what the guy's gimmick is. But you know what? It'll show in the ratings whether the NFL made a good decision or not.
Well, that's true, but that's not the only way that proves whether or not it was a good decision. What also counts, Joe, is how many new consumers they bring into the NFL. Let's not forget that. Not just on a U.S. Basis. Remember, the NFL is expanding to other countries. So we'll see. All I'm saying is, I just expected so much more from him. I was just told that he was so good, but clearly somebody got on the performance-wise. Somebody got to him and said, tone it down, and it was a smart move. He didn't do anything offensive to ICE. He didn't do anything to hurt his own career, and that's a wonderful thing. And at the same time, he exposed the world to Puerto Rican culture, and that's a good thing. Let's go. Thank you for the call. Let's go to line 3, Billy in Rockland County, New York. Billy, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I think that's an insult that he sing in English.
Okay, why is it an insult?
Because we're an English-speaking nation. Okay, that's why. What more do we need to say?
Well, I would have preferred if it was in English, but it sounds like you got a little hostility going there, Billy.
Yeah, because I'm sick of these corporate types like Goodell shoving this down on us.
Okay, so Billy, let me ask you another question. If you're the commissioner of the NFL, right, and you've got to expand your market, you've got to expand the base, what else do you do?
Okay, why do you stab your current customers in the back?
Okay, you didn't listen. Well, you didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me. It's not about the current customer I'm talking about right now. I said expand your base. You didn't listen to me. So how do you expand your base?
I hear you, but I don't care because I'm the current customer.
Right. Well, then that's why you're not the commissioner of the NFL. It's as simple as that.
You know what?
Go ahead.
There's a price of everything and there's a value of everything. Okay?
Right.
These
That's
guys
true.
want to just wring every cent that they can out of us.
That's true.
You know, they make
true.
these guys play 18 games a season, which is like, you know, it just kills these guys playing 18 games a year.
It does, and I think they want to expand even more.
There's never enough for these guys.
The owners want more and more and more. You're correct about that, Billy. Thank you for the great call. Let's see here. Let's go to John, line 4, Long Island. John, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. I don't really mind. The show was pretty good, but the attitude that he has, Bad Bunny, when he says, we have to learn Spanish. America took over Puerto Rico 128 years, so I can tell Bad Bunny, hey, chump, you learn English, okay? Don't come to the show and preach on us. You can say, look, we want to share the Puerto Rican culture with American society and so forth, but don't push us around like we're the ones on the outside. It's the other way around. So
Hey, John, I'm with you, but let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Now, I want you to be a marketer right now, okay? I want you to be a marketer, a PR person. If he came out when he made that comment and said, I want the world to learn the Puerto Rican culture, wouldn't we all have yawned and that would have been that?
I understand that demographics. Yeah, I agree. It's
okay,
demographics
all right,
thing.
okay. So wait. So you got to say something controversial, right? And edgy, right?
I'm an edgy guy.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is you're still offended at this months later. So that means whether you and I like it or not, he did his job.
He did his job, but the point is that he's already throwing around that we should know the language. Hey, listen, I get it. I appreciate it. I like his culture. But he could say, listen, we're going to share our culture with the American that we've been part of for 128 years. No, we got to learn Spanish. You can't say that, man. You got to be a little more understanding that we are Americans and we don't know your language like most people think that we do. So that's just my position on that. I get it. I understand the marketing portion. You're right about that. But his attitude, which I don't like, is like, you got to learn the language. F you if you don't know the language. That's what my position is.
So. Fair enough. Thank you, John. I think we all were a little offended, if we're being honest. So I'm not disagreeing with you at all, John. I feel your pain. Let's go to Sarah, line 3 in Brooklyn. Sarah, what's on your mind?
Hi. So I'm a mother of 7, 2 girls and 5 boys. I was a professional dancer, trained for over 20 years. I have to agree with your previous caller. I found those women on the stage completely embarrassing. They were just flopping around and trying to shake their booty and look super sexy. There was no real dancing, and I think it's super offensive to women also. Women that are dancers and well-trained.
Wait, Sarah. So did you complain every single year of the Super Bowl about the flimsy dancing of the women dressed flimsy? Did you complain then or only this year?
Well, I always think it's quite offensive, and personally, I would turn it off.
Okay, all right, okay, wait. So what made it so much more offensive this year?
I was just really agreeing with the previous caller that I feel that maybe we need to class it up quite a bit. I mean, I was interested to see Mr. Bunny and see, what kind of, if he did anything embarrassing or repulsive. Mm-hmm. And he was relatively passive and I agree with you, not very intriguing or interesting or very fantastical to watch at all. And then these women, okay, you're right. The other ones were bad. The little mishap of that woman, sure.
Janet Jackson,
but it is, I want you to know.
And her boob actually came out. So, I mean, if we're going to talk about things happening, her breast actually came out in a Super Bowl performance.
Sure. I don't think she did that on purpose, but these women are trained dancers, and they looked like fools. I was just agreeing with the previous caller that said it's kind of a degradation for women, and as a woman, I agree 100%.
Sarah, let me ask you one other question here. Is it possible, I'm going to put myself in your group for argument's sake.
Sure.
Is it possible that you and I are dinosaurs the way we're looking at this?
Well, I'm slightly over 50. I feel like a 30-year-old. I'm in fantastic shape and can dance.
You go, girl.
Dominic,
you go, girl.
Yeah, for sure. But I have to say that I do watch K-pop and all these other dumb things just because you have to stay young to see what's going on. And the dancing of those artists are so much more proficient than what I saw in the Super Bowl. So there are artists and dancers out there, even with you and I may not love the music, but this was so sloppy and so tacky. It was bad.
But Sarah, but it exposed Puerto Rican culture. And maybe the dancing is provocative in Puerto Rican culture. It did. I mean, I'm trying to look for the silver lining. I give the man credit. Clearly, somebody got to him and said, "Listen, you're on your way to being a billionaire. Don't mess up your money." And if it's me, Sarah, and they said tone it down so I don't mess up my money, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tone it down. So, are you giving Bad Bunny at least credit for that much?
Well, I just want to share that I've recently this year been to Japan and India and other very exciting places. And as an ex-dancer, I love to see what the youth and the ancients were doing dancing. And I have to disagree for Puerto Rico. I think that's like a very modern kind of sleazy dancing. I don't believe it's real Puerto Rican dancing. I have to disagree with you completely. When you go to South America, you see these dancers that are doing flamenco and these gorgeous dances. This was just shaking your behind, and it was provocative in a really negative way. So I don't
know about that, Sarah.
Culture.
I don't know about that. People want to be entertained, and I saw the women dancing the same way they dance on the Grand Concourse in the Bronx, and I wasn't offended by it. But thank you very much for the call. Let's go to Miguel. Miguel in Elizabeth, New Jersey, line 1. Miguel, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. It's good to talk to you. I don't know why some of these callers are up in arms. I'm Puerto Rican myself, and the show was great. And this is how we dance. When we're in Puerto Rico, in Condado, we're dancing just like this.
Miguel, you and I both know that's how the Puerto Rican community dances. But some people, for whatever reason, they just see it differently. For whatever reason,
they just don't like it because Trump said that not to like it or whatever. It's ridiculous.
So, what did you make of the performance?
I thought it was great. I thought it was. He had the American flag there with the Puerto Rican flag and the other flags. So it's not like he was, putting the other flags first. Whatever, the American flag was there, and it was fine. The show was good. This is how we celebrate in Puerto Rico. Believe me, once that rum starts going around and you're there out in Condado and the clubs, it's just like this, maybe more.
So, but Miguel, I was expecting a world-class performance from him. I didn't want him to go too far with the nasty dancing, but I expected a Michael Jackson type performance, and I felt I didn't get that. I thought he was going to deliver like that.
Well, maybe like you said, that maybe they asked him to tone it down a little bit, but I was watching it because I've been hearing all the way up to this that this was going to be like a big deal. You had another halftime show that people on the right were doing, and I didn't think it was, this is what happens in Puerto Rico. I didn't see anything. I mean, was it supposed to be maybe a little bit bigger? It could have been, but I thought it was good.
Fair enough, Miguel. Thank you for the call. I'm looking at my Twitter at my ex, Jilliana from Down Under in Australia. She says, hello, Mr. Dominic TV. I watched the Super Bowl between the Seahawks and Patriots here in Melbourne, Australia. It started at 10:30 in the morning. Interesting. There is an Australian who played for the Seahawks, Michael Dixon. It was my birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Jilliana. Hope you are feeling better. Cheers. Cheers to you, mate. Do you call a female mate? I mean, is it only... Or what Crocodile Dundee does? Does he only say that to the alligators? Or is that... Cause you call a woman mate? No, right?
I don't know. I guess maybe.
So Jilliana...
A guy is a bloke.
I never heard Crocodile Dundee say bloat.
But everybody, but she said mate, so I guess she could be a mate.
But no, she's talking to me as a man, so I don't know. I guess you call a woman an Australian mate. I mean,
I have to look that up.
Right? I mean, I'm not sure here. I see you folks. I'm trying to get to the law enforcement discussion, but everybody wants to sound off on the Super Bowl. the voice of reason, Gracie, Rockland County, New York. Gracie, what's on your mind, young lady?
My mind is this. You sound good, but it doesn't sound like you got the cold yet still. So
because I thought about people like you and Liz in Florida, and I had 2 cups of tea tonight. I didn't have the echinacea tea, but...
No, regular tea with honey is good enough.
No, I'm told don't do the honey because it's going to spike your sugar. So I didn't do the honey.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
So I didn't do the honey.
I know. I don't want to depress you, but diabetes, you really got to watch, sweetie, because it's serious business.
Gracie,
okay.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to admit something to you, and I'm going to say it publicly now. I'm finally starting to realize that diabetes is no joke. So
it isn't. It's worse than even heart.
Let me say this.
Careful.
Let me say this. So a broadcaster that I used to work with, his name is Vaughn Harper. And no matter what city you're listening to us in America, when they would play slow jams at nighttime, Vaughn Harper started this type of show. And he had one of these, I'm Vaughn Harper, this is Night Sounds, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I saw Vaughn a couple of years ago. Vaughn had a cane. I think he's now deceased. And his foot was amputated. And so I run around thinking I'm Rocky. And lately, oh boy, I shouldn't say this because Liz is going to kill me. So lately, I've noticed that, well, my wife noticed it first. She says, Dominic, why are your feet always so cold? And so sure enough, I looked, and it's the first sign that you're having a problem with circulation. So now I got to talk to the endocrinologist about this, Gracie. And so it's just like, it ain't fun getting older. But anyway, what's on your mind?
Well, but you're going to be in my prayers every night from now on. So, okay. Now, some light stuff. I watched I listened to a better show from 6 to 10 tonight. Did you ever hear of Joe Piscopo and John Catsimatidis? I'm telling you, they put on a terrific show, and I sang "God Bless America" with John at the end. We did a mini duet.
Wow.
I'm telling you, they took calls the way you do. Boom, 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 boom. That's what makes a good show. These guys that talk too much give me a headache. I like to listen to the callers. That's the first thing. They were wonderful. In the background, I had the Kid Rock show, and I just looked, but I wanted to listen to John and Joe. Okay, that was number one. Now I'm going to stop bragging. My son was invited to the Super Bowl, so he sent me pictures. That thing I couldn't believe what they had at the stage. It looked like a garden, and it was amazing what they did. I don't know what they were singing, but it was amazing.
So you don't know what they were singing, but the prop was amazing.
But it was amazing.
We'll take
absolutely amazing.
We'll take it, Gracie.
Yeah.
So what did you make of Bad Bunny?
Oh, I really didn't see Bad Bunny. I was listening to Joe and John. Much better.
Oh, so a much better halftime show.
At least I could understand the music. But then, of course, I'm more ancient than you. I'm really ancient. I like to understand the words. Even English, I want to understand words. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know? And Frank Sinatra really was my mother's time, not even my time. But I like, what Vinny does, Vinny Madunio does. That's my kind of music. So that's it. So you be a good boy. And I was so happy you were here another hour. You're spoiling us, Dominic.
Well, thank you, Gracie, and thank you for the wonderful phone call. And tell your son thank you for the pictures he sent you from the Super Bowl. Thank you, Gracie. So Yetta on line 1 was the first person, Matt Blaze, to reach out to me and say that it was a wonderful performance, and I disagree with Yetta, but let's see what she has to say. Yetta, line 1, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. Yeah, I think Bad Bunny did a great show. It was so entertaining. Why do you have to understand what he's saying and understand the lyrics? When you watch opera or you go to opera, they're singing in Italian. Do you understand it? No, but you love it. Luciano Pavarotti, he sang in Italian. You didn't understand the lyrics, but you loved it. Edith Piaf, she sang in French. You didn't understand the words, but all of us loved Edith Piaf. So what's the big deal if he sang in Spanish? It was a great celebration of Puerto Rican music.
Well, because the stage of the Super Bowl, if you go see an opera, you have a few hundred people in the theater. That's different than hundreds of millions of people watching on television. And I just feel, Yetta, that it should reach out, connect with a majority of people. And, you know, for us not clearly they felt the pressure because he toned down his show. But you said it was wonderful. I thought it was boring, to be honest with you.
It was boring.
Yes,
and look,
it was
I'm
boring.
almost 80 years old. It got me off my chair and up and trying to dance to it. He has a great beat. The rhythm is great. He's a great singer. What's not to enjoy?
Yetta, when you grow up in the Bronx, if you're not used to anything else, you're used to great beats. I mean, listen, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not knocking Bad Bunny. From what I can see, he can dance, but there's nothing to him as a performer. He's got the great beats. They got a hold of some great producers and said, we'll do great rap beats for you. And thus he wrote this all the way to international stardom. And you know, great thing for him. But if you're from the Bronx, Yetta, you're used to hearing great beats. So I'm not impressed.
You don't think he has a great voice? He's a good singer.
I didn't even hear a voice. You're telling me he has... Matt Blaze, do you think he has a great voice? I didn't really... He sounds more like a rapper to me.
Well, I think the show was very entertaining. I enjoyed it, and I think it was great. I'm telling you the truth. That's it for me.
All right. Well, Yetta, thank you for the call. Thank you very much. Matt Blaze, you think he has a great voice?
I mean, he sings like today's singers.
Right, like a rapper.
Yeah, like every song starts,
Right.
Yeah, which is, look, like I said, I have to come to the grips with the fact of I am a Gen Xer.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I can still appreciate the beats just like you do. But I hear this and I listen, I'll hear these songs, but then I go listen to the music that I grew up on, and this is when it makes me, I feel like I'm an old man, because every generation goes, well, back in my day, we had this. But with that being said, I look at YouTube and I watch all these old music videos, and I see a lot of comments from Gen Z and millennials that all say, I was born in the wrong generation because this music then is better than what we have today. So
I wasn't offended at all by the female dancers. I thought that they were restrained. I didn't see anything that they did that was offensive.
That happens on every Super Bowl. There's dancers up there no matter who the performer is. They didn't do anything more provocative than hasn't been already done.
I didn't see them grinding. I didn't see them doing any of that stuff.
So when people were saying like they're just looking to get offended, looking to say something, to find something to be offended, even the whole comment about, I was not offended when Bad Bunny said you got 4 months to learn English, because I took it as a joke. He's kidding around.
I didn't like that, but I understand the marketing.
Right, and there is marketing, and here's the other thing: he's from Puerto Rico. It's part of the United States. They speak Spanish there. They speak Spanish all across the country. Also, in terms of marketing, how many Spanish-speaking nations were watching the Super Bowl that may usually not watch the Super Bowl because Bad Bunny was performing at the halftime show?
Where next year the NFL may bring a game, or the following year. They did it in Spain this year.
They're expanding the games. Every year they do more and more games
internationally.
Overseas. That's right. So think about that. That's
the bottom line.
Thinking about. They're
That's
going,
the bottom line.
Who in Argentina is going to watch the Super Bowl that would have never watched it if Bad Bunny wasn't performing?
And they'll watch it if Bad Bunny's there. Well, we got to take a break, and we are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And back to the phones we go. Let's go to John, line 4, Long Island. John, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. How are you?
Go right ahead, please.
A brief aside from my point is that with the diabetes, I am diabetic also, and I have not been diabetic long, and I'm only 42, but already I'm suffering bad vision loss, bad vision impairment from the consequences of diabetes. So, it's real, and it's dangerous.
Very dangerous, very. So what's on your mind, John?
So I didn't watch the show. I was at work. I didn't watch the Super Bowl halftime show. I hear a lot of people saying they're offended, and I'm wondering, what is with all this offended? Isn't that why we don't like the left so much? Is that they're offended by every single little thing? To say that you're offended by this or that just kind of makes you look a little weak. Why is it offending you? Why is it offending you? I can see that you might think it's disrespectful, but offended, we're throwing that word around quite freely, too much. I'm not offended by a Spanish man speaking Spanish. Just as your previous caller mentioned the opera, not that the opera would really be at the Super Bowl, but if Andrea Bocelli were up there singing in Italian, would I be offended? No, I wouldn't be offended. It's beautiful. But I think, and let's tie into law enforcement, because you wanted to talk about law enforcement, I think it's because of his disrespectful attitude towards law enforcement and his political bent. Instead of just being a performer, like we know previous performers like Johnny Carson, Elvis Presley, Dolly Parton, they've all said, I don't want to make political discussion. I don't want to take sides. I'm just a performer. So he's just a performer. All his dancing and singing, that's performance. But, bringing it politically and saying, F ICE and ICE go away, and this, it's what are you doing? I think that's why it's not about Spanish. It's not about Puerto Rico. It's not about this or that. It's about his personal political beliefs and him expressing these things in public and making, an ass of himself in that regard. Like even the dress, wearing a dress. Many men have worn dresses in previous rock bands and all sorts of stuff. It's weird. It's out there. It's edgy. It might be, very off-putting to some people, but it's just, there are men who have worn dresses in the past. It's just it's a performance. It's the problem, I think, stems from him coming out and speaking his mind on our law enforcement. That's making people so upset with him.
Well, I hear you. You made some great points there, John. Thank you, and take care of your health, please. Let's go to Silas, line 1, Staten Island. Silas, what's on your mind?
Okay, I wanted to talk about, I wasn't offended at all with the, worship of what I hear from your clips. He didn't embarrass America, and I've been to Puerto Rico. I think it's a beautiful place, and it's a part of America. So I would be just as happy if somebody from Italy told us about, another culture. But I wanted to talk about, they want to be offended with this nonsense about the Obama's heads being on something. I'm offended at somebody like Chuck Schumer telling black people they ain't got enough sense to get IDs. That guy is offensive. Did you hear Kamala Harris trying to excuse not getting IDs? That woman is offensive. That's what I'm offended at. Fools trying to tell us we should accept not having IDs. They're embarrassing.
Well, the ape situation, it was rather unfortunate, and it's dead wrong. Let's get that wrong, Silas.
Mistake.
The president pulled it down, and but let's not pretend that it's the end of the world. Silas, thank you for the call. I've got to wrap this hour up, but I am going to get to law enforcement next hour. In terms of, I'm going to bring you a conversation with two excellent retired officers, and then we'll circle back. We'll get to the Olympics and the outrage over that, what Silas and I just talked about. We have a lot coming up in hour number 3, and of course, we'll be taking your calls, 800-848-9222.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
The Super Bowl just a short time ago, and the halftime entertainment, Bad Bunny, perhaps to a large degree, I'm not going to say stole the show, but a lot of attention paid to the halftime performance by Bad Bunny. The good news is that the country was exposed to Puerto Rican culture, and he did not denounce ICE or anything like that. He did not wear a dress. I wasn't that entertained by him, but he was joined on stage in the performance by Cardi B, Ricky Martin singing, Lady Gaga joined him. Here is a bit of Bad Bunny. Now, I can't tell you a word that he said, and at the end of his performance, he held up a football that read, "Together We Are America." Again on stage with him, also Lady Gaga.
'Cause you already know what you mean to me, and I love the only one we're fighting for. Wherever you go, that's where I'll follow.
Now, you see, I hope this doesn't sound in a bad way, but if Lady Gaga was performing Spanish songs in English, I think it would have been widely accepted simply because we could understand it. So in other words, if it were Bad Bunny instead doing it in English, I think it would have been much more widely accepted. As it relates to the All-American halftime show, they pulled in more than 4.7 million live viewers. So nothing to sneeze at. The Turning Point USA alternative to Bad Bunny halftime show pulled in some serious viewership on YouTube. Again, more than 4.7 million watching. One of the ads, many ads as always in the Super Bowl, one, and this is a wonderful thing, happened to be pro-ICE backing federal law enforcement officers.
They're friends and neighbors, sons, fathers. They're little league coaches and veterans. They're people who love this country. These are Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers. They are removing violent criminals from our streets and neighborhoods. It's dangerous and difficult work, but ICE has one mission: to make America a safer place to live, and that's what they're doing. This is law enforcement. This is ICE.
I see your live telephone calls this hour. I'm also dealing with the topic of law enforcement in America. A conversation we're going to bring you that I had with two officers, retired officers, John Mancini from the West Orange, New Jersey police force, and NYPD retired detective Tom Werther. Tom worked the warrant squad. Let's go to some of your telephone calls before we get to that. Teddy in Yonkers, line 1. Teddy, what's on your mind?
Good evening, Dom. Dom, I don't want a dictatorship in this country. I'm going to. My students, they already called me tonight. These are retired. One retired correction officer, another works for the sheriff's department up in your way, and he said to me, Teddy, I hear you sporadically. I want you to continue to talk and do not be intimidated by that guy Sherman. He said, if he made a threat against you, I'm law enforcement. They would take care of it. But don't worry about it. Continue to talk to Dominic the way you taught us. I don't want a dictatorship, and I don't want elections to become national, okay? I don't want that at all. And that's what I have to say.
So, Teddy, I don't want you to get worked up, okay? Please don't get worked up.
All right, you're a good guy, and I'm not patronizing you. You hear me, Sherman? I'm not patronizing Dominic. He's a good soul. Go ahead, Dom.
Okay, so now, Teddy, you said you're not going to get worked up. Why not just give Trump a shot and give him credit for all the great things that he's doing in America?
He has done some good things, but let me just say this, Dom. You always answer me when I bring up about Putin. You always answer me in the following way. Teddy, you don't know what's going behind the scenes.
Just like I don't.
I know. But, Dom, how many times do you cry wolf? How many times do you want to tell people, oh, we're really close. We're really close. We're really close.
Okay, all right. So then you agree with me then, Teddy, that the Obama ape thing, that's just a smokescreen of nonsense. You've worked with black kids. You've worked with Latino kids. There are many more important issues than to waste time focusing on that nonsense.
Okay.
The president said that he didn't know about it. The president said he didn't approve it. And that's that. It goes away. So, I mean, wouldn't you admit that that's sheer, utter nonsense?
Oh, okay, but he still should apologize. He should use the word apologize to the Obamas for that. Okay, and then I would say, fine, he did it. And then I would stop it. But he should use the word, Dominic, apologize. If I do something wrong to you, and I have sometimes, and I said, I'm sorry, Dom. I apologize.
Right,
He's got to use that word, Dom.
But Teddy, the president of the United States doesn't have to use any word that he doesn't want to use. That's any president.
To say anything, Dominic. But we're talking about character. Like I heard Christie, former Governor Christie today. He said to me, he said on TV, he said a lot of his friends say they don't like Trump. He's a rotten individual. But they're dealing with the issues.
Okay,
they
Teddy,
like the issues.
Teddy, you just quoted Chris Christie.
I like him.
Okay, of course you do.
I like him a lot.
Wait. Who pays his paycheck?
Well, I guess ABC.
ABC. Is ABC a Trump ally or foe?
Does that have anything to do with it?
Teddy, you don't think who writes Chris Christie's paycheck has a lot to do with it?
But
you don't think that he knows that he's got to be anti-Trump on ABC? You don't think Chris Christie knows that?
That means on all of the major channels.
That means that means that almost every commentator on ABC is going to be anti-Trump. Yes, that's exactly what it means because they're the ones writing the checks. So, and now, not all organizations are like that. On Fox, you get some that are different. Here on this network, you get some that have different opinions because we have the freedom, thank God, from the owners to state how we feel, whether you're pro-Trump, against Trump, whatever the case may be. And so I know you think that I don't ever criticize him, but I do. The thing with the apes and the Obamas, it was wrong. But I'm running my own race, Teddy. I ain't got time to stop and waste my time focusing on some nonsense like that.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I don't want him to get involved with the Fed. The Federal Reserve should have complete independence from the presidency. Okay, I stand by that. It's been like that since it was started back in 20 after the Depression, I think. Okay, I think that's when the Federal Reserve came into being. I can't recall the exact time. It has to be separate from the presidency with no interference, no influence. I stand by that. Dominic, thanks for giving me the time to speak, and I appreciate it very much. And you're a great host. Thank
you, Teddy. Thank you for the telephone call. Line 3, Alfred in New Jersey. Good morning, Alfred. What's on your mind?
Good morning. I just wanted to share that Bad Bunny. I enjoyed the show. I don't like the song that he sang. I think he could have picked some better songs. The entertainment I think was great, except for the dancing. I think it was I don't know. It's not Puerto Rican dancing. Okay, that's not what the other fellow was saying. That's the way they dance in Puerto Rico. It's not.
So tell me, wait. How do they dance in Puerto Rico?
Well, they dance like salsa. You know, is really what today is the main kind of dancing that they dance there. They don't dance all that booty stuff.
Wait, Alfred. They dance.
Yes, ma'am.
They dance some salsa. Many people in Puerto Rico dance the way the kids in urban America dance. They dance exactly like that. How could you make such a statement?
I understand that. No, but we do a lot of salsa there. Okay. And we do have those typical dances that we have here. I've been in this country all my life, and I've been to Puerto Rico just about every year. But most of the time that people go to parties or dances and stuff like that, they dance salsa or just regular dancing, Spanish dancing, but that's what they dance. They don't dance that booty stuff. Like this guy was portraying us.
Yes, they do, Alfred. But you're entitled to your opinion. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Young people do it all over the world. Help me out here, Matt Blaze.
That's young people dancing
the way
today. It has nothing to do with being
I
Puerto Rican or Spanish. Yes, they do salsa, they do bachata, they do merengue. That's Latin dancing.
Those are the dances that they do there. What I'm saying is not the booty dance that they were dancing at the bowl. The Super Bowl.
Yeah. Hold on. But the music that Bad Bunny does, that is the kind of dancing that they do. You're gonna hear Bad Bunny in the club, in today's club. That's the dancing they were doing at the Super Bowl. It wasn't a salsa show. It wasn't a Latin. It wasn't let's celebrate salsa. They weren't playing Talia Cruz and Tito Puente. They were playing Bad Bunny, and he had dancers that dance in the way that they dance to his music. And they do that all over the world. Reggaeton, that is what today's music is. So to say that they didn't do Spanish dancing,
not the booty dancing that they were doing in the Super Bowl.
But they 100% they do that. When you listen to Bad Bunny, that is the dancing.
100%. But Alfred, I'm not going to argue the point with you. Thank you for the call. So President Trump, Matt Blaze, is weighing in. President Trump says Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show was one of the worst. He capitalizes the word ever, saying that dancing was disgusting and says no one could understand what he was saying. The president posted the following on Truth Social. The Super Bowl halftime show was absolutely terrible, one of the worst ever. What I got to do is take a break. When we come back, we'll continue with the president's statement.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And coming up in a few minutes, we're going to switch gears and talk about law enforcement. But for right now, we're staying with your calls on the Super Bowl. Let's go to line 4, Marianne in Queens. Marianne, what's on your mind?
Hi, my friend. I was listening about the Obamas that Teddy said that Donald Trump has to apologize. I don't think Donald Trump had to apologize to the Obamas. They have been always, thousands of times, saying very negative things about the president. And
wait, Marianne. But what you're saying is tit for tat. That's not the way it should go. You're saying that's not the reason why you wouldn't apologize. I don't think the president has to apologize, but because the Obamas did nasty things to him, that has nothing to do with this incident.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that Teddy he always get an opportunity to spend the time when other people want to call and ended up with the same thing. He is someone that has been planted there to make.
No, Teddy has not been planted there. You want me to tell you the truth? Do you want me to tell you? Do you want to hear the truth, or you just want to talk? The truth is, Teddy is excellent for ratings. That's the truth.
Okay.
Period.
That's right.
Teddy, everything is not a conspiracy. Everything is not, and I'm not a conspiracy guy at all. This is not the show to call for conspiracy. There are plenty of shows that deal with that. Go ahead, Marianne, make your point.
All right. My point is that we have to be fair to the president. That's my point. Okay? And even though you say that there's not reason for me to talk like that, those two are always provoking the president. So he's a human being.
First of all, they provoke each other. But what does that have to do with the cartoon or the ape? What does that have to do with that?
Well, that was a mistake. I'm saying that is a mistake. That's what I'm saying. But there's so many things that have been done to the guy, okay? He doesn't have to apologize to no one. And let me tell you, this is the way that I think. That's my opinion. I'm not imposing my opinion in nobody. But I've been hearing since 2015 how this man has been treated. So what I'm saying
I don't know what that has to do. I don't know what that has to do with the ape thing. I don't think the president needs to apologize. I think it's much to do about nothing. But what you're setting up, Marianne, is a tit for tat. So when does the tit for tat ever stop, if we go by your logic?
Well, if you say so, I agree with you. But then Teddy has to take it easy, okay? Because he's bothering us. I don't like him. I don't like the way that he talks, and I am in my right to say so. Thank you.
Thank you for the call, Marianne. But, folks, please don't call me up talking about, oh, well, it's okay for the president because the things that yes, horrible things have happened to this president. There is no doubt about it. You can't deny that. They tried to destroy this man. The president is not a racist, does not approve of something like that, and it's not the end of the world. Let's go to Peter on line 1 in New Jersey. Peter, what's on your mind?
Hey there, Dominic. I saw the show, and it's no class, that kind of show. And we're America, by the way. Well, just because things are done all over the world doesn't make it, why should we copy that? We got to be America. And I was telling your screener, Tina Turner, The Wheel, you ever see her do that? She dances, but with class.
Okay, but Peter, but wait a minute. Wait a minute, Peter. Wait a minute. Wait, Peter, wait a minute.
Yep.
Rest her soul. Tina Turner is dead.
That don't matter.
Wait. If you let me finish, lower his mic. The year is 2026. You're talking about yesteryear, Peter. We need to talk about the future. Listen, Ice-T, Bad Bunny, he's not my cup of tea. But come on, man, we got to talk about the future. You talking about Tina Turner? Give it a break.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. So a lot of you folks want to talk about the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny, so we'll continue on that. We have a law enforcement discussion that we want to bring to your attention. We're going to break it up. We're going to bring you part 1 today. So hold on for Bad Bunny. We're going to bring you part 1 today and part 2 tomorrow because you folks want to deal with the Super Bowl, and that's fine. But an issue that's very important to me as well. And before I set this up, let's just listen to a little bit of Bad Bunny performing tonight.
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias. Hoy tengo una, mañana.
And so that was Bad Bunny. So hold your thoughts for just about 4 or 5 minutes here. We see all of your telephone calls. Every phone line is lit, and you want to talk Bad Bunny and the Super Bowl, and we're going to permit you to do that. But let me switch gears for a few minutes, and we're going to break this conversation up over 2 days. So the topic of law enforcement. Law enforcement in America today. We all know it's an impossible job. So I spent Saturday in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, about a 2-hour drive from Rockland County, but I had never been there before, and it's a beautiful community. And I got to appear on a law enforcement podcast. And so one of the guys, the guy that brought me there, his name is John Mancini. And John is retired from the West Orange, New Jersey Police Department. And he started the K-9 unit there. So I'm going to get back to Bad Bunny, but I want you to hear 2 parts of the conversation that I had with John Mancini. And we're going to save Detective Tom Werther, NYPD detective retired, for tomorrow. So this is part 1 of my conversation with John Mancini. Again, he is a retired West Orange, New Jersey police officer.
I worked for West Orange.
In New Jersey.
In New Jersey. I started the K-9
You worked
unit.
with the dogs?
Yes. Yep.
Wow. I didn't know you worked with the dogs.
I actually started the unit, yeah.
So what was that like?
I had dogs when I did bounty hunting, and I had a dog that was pretty much 90% trained. Department gave me the green light, and we sent him out to Morris County Canine Academy. He got trained, and he was a narcotics and patrol dog.
Wow. So how does it work with the dogs? How do you train them? For narcotics, you expose them to narcotics? Is that true?
No, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. It's a game. It's nothing but a game. It's all fun for the dog. We hide the narcotics. They find it. They play. So a lot of people have a misnomer that you get the dogs hooked on drugs, and that's the farthest from the truth. That is, to them, when you take them out of their car and you tell them find it and go, it's nothing but a game. Even bite work is there's no emotion in that. It's just fun for them.
Even when they're forced to bite.
Yep. The difference is because if it's emotion, you want the dog to bite and hold. If it was emotion, the dog would be biting and releasing, and you just want them to hold the suspect. So anything that we do with the dog is done either with food or with praise.
Wow. And so if it's necessary for the dog to bite, is there a standard command that you give the officer?
It's pretty funny. My dog was Czechoslovakian, and all my commands were in German.
No.
Yeah, so nobody knew what I was telling the dog to do.
Wow. And so if you gave, and we're talking to a wonderful retired police officer from New Jersey, John Mancini, your wife is wonderful, your daughter is wonderful. So if you gave that command in German, your dog would attack.
Absolutely, 100%. And my dog was considered a hard dog. He was not a dog that you would approach and pet. He was hard. When he came out of that crate, he was working.
And so that's John Mancini, retired law enforcement from West Orange, New Jersey. And he's also a successful businessman now in Nutley, New Jersey. Tomorrow we're going to talk to a retired NYPD detective that worked the warrants squad in my neck of the woods of the Bronx. But I want you to hear part 2 of the conversation that I had with John. Again, on Saturday, I was in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, with a bunch of retired cops, best people in the world. And they have a museum there that they've set up. They call their organization Brothers Before Others. And it's really great. But I also got to talk to John. I continued the conversation, John Mancini, also discussing some of the things that he's doing today. From what the NYPD taught me, John, Is that officers are trained to shoot for the largest mass of body? Is that accurate?
Center mass.
Center mass.
Center mass.
Right. And not for the arms or legs because you can miss.
Absolutely.
And I try and explain to the public, this is not Hollywood.
Right.
And if you're aiming for a leg or an arm and you miss, you can hit an innocent child or an innocent bystander.
It's funny, when if you played sports.
Yes.
You ever play basketball?
Yes.
What do they tell you to look at? When you're playing defense, they tell you to look at his waist.
Right, because they can. No matter what move he does, he can't get away from the
Center
waist.
mass.
Same thing.
Same thing. And you also got to realize that under stress, with everything moving, the chances of you hitting an arm or leg are pretty much zero. It's not going to happen. So center mass. And the other thing people say, and I used to hate this, is you shoot to kill. There's no shoot to kill. You shoot to stop the aggression. So if you fire your gun and they don't stop, you fire again. You fire again until it stops.
And that's how, when we hear sometimes multiple shots fired.
Yep, exactly.
So you moved from John Mancini, retired law enforcement, New Jersey. You moved from law enforcement into becoming a businessman, and that's how I met you. Because through Lisa, you give back so much to the community. You run a printing shop in Nutley. You also have an oxygen bar 2 establishments away. I'm just curious, John Mancini, why are you so community-centered and so community-oriented, giving so much back to the community?
Pretty much, I guess, the way I was brought up. My parents were always like that. They always gave back. And it's the right thing to do, and I give away probably more than I sell.
You do a lot. What's the name of the printing shop?
It's 911 Specialties.
And what's the avenue? It's a main avenue.
It's High Street, 182 High Street.
And 2 stores down is your oxygen bar.
Correct. And the oxygen bar actually came up. I was in a hospital. Past couple of years, I spent a lot of years in the hospital, but my oxygen was low, and when I came home, I looked up what makes your oxygen low, what helps it, and I kept seeing oxygen bars, and I had never heard of one before. And I asked my wife, and she said, "Yeah, you never heard of one?" And I said, "No." And so then I said, "You know what? That might be pretty cool." So I opened up an oxygen bar.
Wow, that's how it came about.
That's how it came up.
And so, folks, I had never been to an oxygen bar until I went to John's business, a serious business. The guy's a great businessman in the Nutley, New Jersey community, gives back a lot, retired law enforcement. Tomorrow, because of the Super Bowl, I'm breaking up the law enforcement conversation. Tomorrow on the midnight program, I'll bring you my conversation with NYPD Detective Tom Werther, who worked the warrant squad. But you folks want to talk Super Bowl, so let's go, specifically Bad Bunny. So let's go ahead and get back to that. Let's see here. Let's go to Kevin, line 3, Long Island. Kevin, what's on your mind?
Thank you so much. I'm honored. I love your patriotism. Dom, quick 2 statements. One on law enforcement. Half my family retired from that, so I respect everything you're doing.
Wonderful.
The second point about this dancing at halftime, I didn't catch it, but I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and we had Soul Train on, we had Hee Haw, we had Dick Clark shows, and they were grinding back then. Before my time, Mae West was on. I think these people call up complaining about the dancing, that these old farts like me. I'm 70 years old, so maybe they.
Kevin, I got to tell you something, man. Based on the call that the woman said, I went back and looked at the video. First of all, now I may get in trouble for saying this, but because I'm looking in between commercial breaks and so on, the women were dressed conservatively compared to the way they normally dress. If you understand how they normally dress, then you would. Because with the way they normally dress, everything is hanging out, and I mean everything that Mama gave them, and they were dressed conservatively.
And
the dancing,
we tried to get them that way, but it took longer time. But now,
the dancing, I just went back and looked again. Now, Matt Blaze, maybe you can look and let me know as well. The dancing is conservative based on the way that they dance today. And maybe folks don't understand how young people dance today. You know, Matt, have you had an opportunity to go back and look at some of the videos? No?
I'm going to look at it right now. From what I'm seeing, I'm looking at it stills. Yeah, they're wearing clothes. I mean, they don't look like they're wearing anything provocative.
They don't have on micro minis. They wear micro minis now.
Right.
School teachers wear micro minis where if they bend over, if they even bend over a little bit, it's going to show everything that their mama gave them.
Yeah,
and I mean everything.
I see them just wearing dresses, like short skirts, but nothing provocative.
But they're not even micro mini skirts. It's not provocative. So I don't know what people, I'll go back to Kevin now. I don't know what they're seeing. Kevin, what do you say?
Listen, I totally agree. When I went to high school, I was in early 70s, right? And they were wearing hot pants, and the hot pants were so hot that their ass cheeks were hanging out.
Right.
In high school. And Mae West, back in her day, everything she wore was see-through. Come on, man. Hey, I love you guys. Keep it going.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for the call. Let's go to line 1, Stephen, Manhattan. Stephen, what's on your mind? Stephen, are you there? Going once, going twice. Okay, Stephen's not there. Let's go to Benny, line 5, Bayside. What's on your mind, Benny?
Good morning, Mr. Carter. As far as the halftime show, it was done very well. My God. Past years, 4 or 5 years ago, what'd they do? They put a stage out there and they just threw some random band on there. This thing was a production. I didn't enjoy it.
Wait. They ain't just throw random band. You had Beyonce, one of the biggest acts in the world.
I'm not saying some random band, but, whatever was popular back in the day with white people, that's what they threw on the stage.
Not necessarily true, but go ahead.
And they put lots of lights and lots of smoke back then. But this was like all choreographed. This was all like rehearsed. I mean, this was like I understood like every fourth word, if that. But I thought it was like really well done. And also, I really want to think the NFL sat him down and said, "Don't you dare do anything stupid, because if you do, we're going to ruin your career."
I think that Bad Bunny is a smart businessman, and I think that he saw the becoming a billionaire if he plays his cards right, and what could happen if he didn't play his cards right. And I think he was smart to say, "I'm not going to diss Ice in this performance." I think he handled it the right way. He toned it down. And so you were okay with it, Benny. I just found it.
According to his videos that I seen online,
I expected to see a lot more in terms of performance from him.
Yeah. As far as the girls too, like some callers were saying, like the girls were shaking their things. No, they weren't. They really weren't. They really weren't. No, not at all.
So if you understand the way girls dance today, then you would understand that they were somewhat conservative. Because if we're going to keep it honest, the way that some professional female dancers dance today almost amounts to having sex standing up. And you didn't see any of that at all.
Slow down there, buddy. You don't get Kevin McKee to fun. All right, buddy. Good night.
Hey, Benny, thank you for the wonderful call. It's time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back, returning to your live telephone calls. Line 1, Mike in Brighton Beach. Mike, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic. We had a great time. I just got back from Super Bowl night at Sheepshead Bay. We saw Bad Bunny. I'm one of these MAGA nuts, as you might have called me in the past, and we thought it was fantastic.
I don't call anybody MAGA nuts, but anyway, go ahead.
Well, back in the day when some of those pieces we did. But I taped it off the screen for some of my friends in Venezuela and Colombia. I thought it was fantastic. listen to all the stuff beforehand. And I just thought it didn't matter if it was in Spanish. I just thought it was, Dominic, from when you were in TV at New York One, the work that goes into that was an amazing job they did, crafting, production design, camera work, directing, whatever. It was just fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
But Mike, it wouldn't have been better if we could understand him?
Okay. There's an argument to be made for that. I thought that the je ne sais quoi, the kind of like, the performance that came through with the style of it, the culture of it, the Spanish culture of it. I thought it was okay, not understanding it. And I only speak limited Spanish. I thought it was fine.
Okay, it was nice to see Puerto Rican culture brought to America. Now, I understand that there are those that are going to disagree with that, and say that this was not the platform for that, and I can understand that. But to folks that have said that the women were dressed too risque and they're shaking and grinding, I went back. You startled me so much. I went back, and there's none of that. I just looked at it. They're dressed modestly compared to how they sometimes dress. And I think that all of that I think the NFL was in control of all of this.
Yes, they would have seen this in many rehearsals. And I told your call screener this, this is all very under the microscope. And they would have had to get all those camera cues correct for all of that, and I thought they hit it out of the park, Dominic. That's just my comment for tonight. And
okay, fair enough.
A great night for the Super Bowl.
I don't know about hitting it out of the park. I don't even know if it was a good night for the Super Bowl. The game was boring, and
come on, it was a great game. Defensive games are fantastic in Super Bowls.
What was great about it? It was a blowout from the opening kickoff.
No, it wasn't a blowout. This was a tight game. At halftime, the Patriots could have came back,
but they didn't.
And there was a key turnover there, and it was a defensive battle.
It was a defensive battle, but it was not the NFL's finest hour. But they don't get to control the way that the game turns out. Mike, thank you for the wonderful call here. Let's go to Jerry, line 4 in Manhattan. Jerry, what's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic.
Hi, Jerry.
I have a question about President Trump's getting rid of undocumented immigrants in Minnesota. Now, I checked some statistics, and Minnesota has the last from, I think, 2023, they have about 130,000 illegal immigrants. Now, are they all concentrated in Minneapolis? Because that seems to be where he's going after them.
I really don't understand what the point is that you're trying to make, Jerry. If the criminals are in Minneapolis, that's where ICE is, and that's what I don't understand. What's the point you're trying to make? And we have short on time.
My point is, in Texas, there are 2.1 million
Jerry,
undocumented.
We're short.
Wait,
Jerry, listen to me. We're short on time. You have 15 seconds left, and you're talking about Texas. What is the point you're trying to allude to? Stop the nonsense.
Why isn't Trump going after them?
Okay, so why didn't? So see, I don't like disingenuous people. Why wasn't you honest straight up? You think you're really going to lead me down a road that I don't want to be led down, and I'm not going to see where you're coming from? The moment I see Jerry in Manhattan, I know what your politics are, Jerry. You're anti-Trump. You don't think I know that? Be real, man. Don't be a fake. Folks, we'll have more on the Super Bowl and Bad Bunny, no longer Bugs Bunny, 3 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social, on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode, so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.